Welcome to my workbench, where I'm going to have a quick look at the Huami H3 5-inch smartphone. So I bought this smartphone in the Shenzhen markets in China for 210 renminbi, which is about 35 US dollars or 45 Australian dollars. As you can see, it's got a 5-inch screen, it's got a front camera at the top there, back camera on the back with an LED flash, got a USB port for charging and a headphone jack on the top there. Reasonably thin construction. Looks remarkably good considering that it costs such a small amount of money. So let's power it up and put it through some paces. Every phone I saw in the dodgy cell phone market has some kind of little animation with some sound at startup. I couldn't find a way to turn that one off, so I don't know how that works if you need to turn your phone on and you want it to be quiet or discreet. You're just not going to have that. Anyway, you can see that we've loaded the home screen, still loading, but we've got the wallpaper background, which is this kind of vineyard theme, which is pretty funny. Loading the actual display seems to take a little while, a few stages. Might be up now. So, touchscreen's pretty responsive. You can go into the settings. You can see there's this common settings, all settings thing. I'm not sure if that's a user interface feature that's copied from somewhere else, maybe from the Xiaomi interfaces on the Xiaomi phones. Go into that phone. See, the model number is listed as H3, Android version 4.4, baseband is an MTK 6592 1.7 GHz dual quad core. It's a little bit strange that that's in the baseband version field. We'll get back to that later. There's a kernel version there, and there's this nifty little view down here that shows the status of all 8 cores. So if we sort of generate some CPU load, maybe, you can see a little spike there. And we'll get back to this later. If it seems a little bit strange, then there's reasons for that. So we go back out, you can see that we've connected to the Wi-Fi now. That's my home Wi-Fi network at the top. We've got Bluetooth is enabled. The 2 SD card slots are empty, so there's nothing in the SD card slot. Back to the home page. One of the nice things about this phone is it came with the Google Play Store app installed and working. So I installed a few apps already. Try Firefox. Look in the Mozilla homepage. Didn't register to press that time. Try again. Oh. Third time's the charm. There we go. Maybe not. Oh, there it goes. It is loading. The web pages seem to take a little while to load. I'm not sure if that's rendering or if that's slow Wi-Fi link or something else. Oh, screen's gone to sleep. This is a little slower than usual actually. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, there we go. So, you can see it's not too bad in terms of responsiveness. Click a link. Learn about Firefox for Android. So it's not the most responsive browser ever, but it's actually not too bad, I guess so. Okay, so we'll go back to the home screen maybe. As you can see, the home screen is actually loading from scratch here. It must have been unloaded because Firefox used so much of the system memory. There we go. Back on the home screen. A bit more of a look. There's this sort of media view here. There's this media player with this sort of animated stylus going on. Got a sound recorder app. It's pretty basic stuff. You can press record and choose a file type and speak into it, and there's a little gauge here that shows like a VU meter. It's also a music player and a video player. I don't have any media loaded. One odd thing, you'll see this little bubble in the corner. You can move this around anywhere you like. When you tap it, it gives you these shortcuts. I couldn't find a way to turn this off, which is really annoying because it just gets in the way most of the time. The Android interface really gives you most of those things without you needing to have them on that little bubble. Got a notifications page. Got a quick settings. You can do things like adjust the screen brightness. There's no automatic brightness on this, so it needs to be turned up and down depending on the ambient lighting. So if we go into the gallery app, see I took a few photos earlier on the camera, which is actually a surprisingly good camera. We have a few photos of this smartwatch that I also bought in Shenzhen. And we have a few photos of our cat, because, you know, what else are you going to take photos of when you've got a cat hanging around? So that's about it. Oh, there's one last thing. There's a game comes preloaded on this phone. It's called Subway Surf. And the object of the game seems to be running away from cops when you get caught painting trains. I'm not sure why it's preloaded. It seems like it's a game you can actually buy in the Play Store, but I'm assuming that whoever makes this phone hasn't licensed the game, they've just preloaded it as an example of a game to play. The screen's actually gone to sleep while loading the game. So tap to play. And we're off. Oops. To time your jumps over the barriers. Duck under the barrier in this case, I think. Anyway, game seems to play alright. The animation's pretty smooth, but it's not particularly complicated animation or gameplay either. Boom. And I did find that it crashes a bit. Oh, see, got caught by the train cop. So that's that, the Huami H3. You can see the main screen's loading again. And we're back. Is it worth $35 US? Probably not. You should spend a bit more money and get an actual good phone rather than this one. But still pretty interesting to see what you can achieve for such small money these days.